Let me ask you something. What if the code running your favorite apps, maybe even on the device you're watching this on right now, wasn't written entirely by a human? You see, the AI revolution isn't some far off thing we need to get ready for. It's already here, and it's completely rewriting the rules for how our digital world gets built.
Just let that number sink in. In only a couple of years, we're looking at AI generating nearly half of all new code. This is not science fiction. Tools like GitHub's Copilot are already everywhere, on practically every developer's desktop, and they are churning out massive amounts of code. The speed of this change is it's mind-blowing, and it's forcing everyone in tech to ask some really tough questions.
And yeah, that leads to the one question that's on everybody's mind, right? If the machines are writing the code, what's left for us, for human developers? It really feels like our role is shrinking, but the truth is, it's actually becoming more important than ever, just in a way you probably don't expect.
Okay, so to really get what's going on, you've got to see how different these two worlds are. For decades, programming has been, well, deterministic. You give the computer explicit line-by-line instructions. If you put the same thing in, you get the exact same thing out, every single time. AI programming just throws that whole idea out the window. It's probabilistic. It's trained on billions of lines of code, and it makes these incredibly educated guesses. So it's less about giving orders and more about guiding and intelligence.
And we're moving way beyond simple code suggestions now. We are entering the age of what's called agentic AI. I want you to think of these as autonomous software engineers. You've probably heard about things like Devin AI. You can give it a high-level goal, and it will actually map out the steps, write the code, test it, and even debug its own mistakes to get the job done.
So how are developers actually using these new tools? Well, one popular way is something called chat-oriented programming, or CHOP for short, and it's pretty much what it sounds like. Instead of meticulously typing out every line of code, you're having a conversation with an AI. You focus on the what, like, I need a login page that does this, and the AI handles the how, the nitty-gritty implementation. It's like having a design partner who can code faster than you can think.
This whole new way of working has led to this amazing phenomenon that people are calling vibe coding. You basically guide an AI with your big picture ideas, and you just keep refining its work using plain English until the result, well, until it just feels right. It's an unbelievably fast and fluid way to spin up prototypes, letting you build on pure intuition without getting lost in the weeds.
And right here, this is the turning point. The speed is amazing, no doubt. The productivity gains are huge. But we have to stop and ask a really, really important question. Is all this code we're getting so much faster actually any good? Or is there a massive hidden price we're about to pay?
Well, it turns out there's this major paradox starting to show up, and it's called the verification tax. Think about it. All that time you save on the front end by having an AI generate the code, you often lose all of it and sometimes even more on the back end, having to painstakingly check every line for bugs, for security holes, and just making sure it makes sense.
You know, the dangers of relying only on that vibe are actually pretty scary. You can end up with a pile of code you don't really understand, which is a total nightmare to fix when something goes wrong. And even worse, this code can be packed with hidden security flaws and create a mountain of technical debt for later. Over time, it can even erode the core skills that make a great engineer in the first place. And this isn't just a feeling. The data is crystal clear. One huge study found that AI-generated code has on average 1.7 times more issues than code written by humans. Its logic is 75% more likely to be flawed, and get this, it's a staggering 300% harder for other humans to read and maintain later on.
And here's the really crucial part. We're not just talking about more bugs. We're talking about way more dangerous bugs. That same research showed that AI-written code is just packed with more high-risk security vulnerabilities. Hackers are already using AI to create things like malware that can rewrite itself to avoid being caught. The last thing we should be doing is building their backdoors for them. So on top of the quality tax and the security tax, there's a very real financial one. The amount of raw power needed to run these AI models is astronomical. Companies are looking at almost a 90% jump in their computing costs, and almost all of that is being driven by adopting these new AI tools. This quote right here just nails it. An AI can be brilliant at writing a little self-contained function to do one specific thing. But what it can't do is see the big picture. It can't architect a complex, secure system that actually works for a business. That still takes a human.
So what does our new job description look like? It's about becoming what you could call the human sentinel. It means providing the architectural leadership, designing the blueprint that the AI then helps you fill in. It's about solving those messy, complex problems that don't have a clean answer in a training data set. And most importantly, it's about being the final gatekeeper for risk, the one who makes sure that what gets built is actually safe.
And this is where humans are absolutely 100% irreplaceable, especially in cybersecurity. It's a skill called adversarial thinking. It's the ability to look at a system that works perfectly and ask, okay, but how could I break this? How would a hacker try to abuse this? That takes creativity and context. AI is trained on how things are supposed to work. It just doesn't have that uniquely human imagination for how things can go wrong.
All right, so what does this all mean for how we should be learning and growing our skills? Whether you're a computer science student just starting out or a seasoned pro, the ground is literally shifting beneath our feet. The very definition of a valuable developer is changing right now. I mean, just look at this table. It tells the whole story. The value of purely mechanical skills, like memorizing programming syntax, stuff an AI does perfectly, it's plummeting. But the value of deep, critical thinking skills, it's skyrocketing. The intuition to debug an AI's weird mistake, the vision to design a solid system, and the judgment to handle security and ethics, that's where the real value is now. This analogy just captures the future so perfectly. The developer isn't one of the musicians anymore, writing every single note. We're becoming the conductor. We're the ones guiding this powerful orchestra of AI agents, setting the direction, and ultimately taking responsibility for the integrity and the security of the final piece. And that really leaves us with one last massive question to think about. When a system that was built with AI inevitably fails, when a security breach happens because of a flaw in some AI-generated code, who's responsible? Is it the human who clicked accept, the company that deployed it? As AI becomes the foundation for everything we build, the answer to that question is going to define our future.